Is it on now? If you go to our channel, to the main channel, you should see that we're going live.
I just recently cleared all my Google data because I wanted better YouTube recommendations. It's just live.
You're in where you were before, looking at the recording. Just go back to our channel there.
Oh, I can go from,
Yeah, it's on now. And then you should see it going live. Okay. Now, if you could put the link for the current one into the one from last time as a comment or something, maybe that's available.
Okay.
If it's not available, then don't bother. Okay. We're now live. All right. Listen, we're not live.
And it's not too much.
We have this activity, but I don't think we should be.
You gotta go into Stevie Pete's one week in Bobby camp. Put it on the one I just sent.
Yeah, she was here. She'll be right away.
No, 2 weeks that you have to wait for Bobby camp. And then I think one more. It's the one where you can kind of just pay ahead of time and then use it however it's going to use. They have different satellites. I did one in case because they were the only camp in the whole DMV open during pre-service. So when I go back to school, I get to use their
People.
it is really dark.
but
Do we have any viewers? 5 viewers. They're finding it. It's great.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Our meeting for Thursday, February 22nd is now called to order.
Buenas tardes a todos. Nuestra cita de hoy, el 22 de febrero, está empezando.
I have an affirmation that I created that I would like for you all to repeat after me. The depths of a parent. As a parent, I am capable of fulfilling the needs of my child and children to be the best of my ability. I understand that there are no rule books to parenthood, and I am not a robot unless dramatic play calls for it. I have feelings. There are some things that I don't understand. Yes, as an adult, I don't know everything. I will seek until I find a resolution, and I am willing to do anything to ensure the betterment of your present and your future, the depths of a parent. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you all. I appreciate our administrators, our teachers, and our parents. Thank you for being here this evening.
Gracias por venir esta tarde. La señora Sanders compartió una poética, una afirmación de la pureza y honor de ser madre y padre.
All right. First on our agenda is the approval of minutes.
Primero tenemos que aprovechar los datos de la cita anterior. Who wants to make a motion? You received notice of the minutes 2 weeks ago. you can send them out again right away. Okay.
All in favor? Aye. The ayes have it. Thank you.
Thank you. As a reminder, you can always find the minutes on ptboard.com. Las notas de cada cita están en el sitio de web ptboard.com, barnardbears.ptboard.com.
Should we have someone send out the new link, maybe to email or something,
I
real
did.
quick? Oh, okay, you already did. Okay, great.
All righty. Now we will have our wonderful principal, Dr. Reed. If she doesn't want to come
Let's see
and
about
say.
Okay, so good evening, parents and teachers and everyone who has made the time to be here this evening. Thank you for being here. I know I've missed a few meetings. I'm telling you honestly, sometimes it's extremely difficult based on what the schedule is. For example, even now, I am falling apart. I've been up from 1 o'clock this morning, writing in fact, LSAT meeting, middle of the year meeting with cluster 4, the superintendent all day, the deputy chancellor is coming on Monday, and me, it's just on and on. But I chose to do this job because of our children, and it is the most exciting thing for me. I would not, even at this age and stage of my life, do anything else with my life but to work with the kids.
La doctora Reed está muy cansada, pero está aquí y lo siento por, ella dice, lo siento por no puedo venir a algunas reuniones pasadas, pero aquí estoy y lo más importante es trabajar para los niños.
So I'm not sure, I was told there's some questions. We had our middle of the year meeting today, and I was so exceptionally pleased, as was our superintendent. The data is based on what is in our comprehensive school plan and where we are at this point in the school year. It's looking good, and I'm really happy for that.
Hoy tuvimos una reunión con la directora de todas las escuelas de nuestra parte de la ciudad y para revisar el progreso del medio año y todo se parece excelente y ella también me dijo que parece muy bueno todo en Barnard, los resultados de los exámenes.
Let me say we have a lot of areas of growth. One area, believe it or not, is student attendance. And I know this semester or last semester, coming up to Thanksgiving, just about every dog is in the building, as in RSV, strep, COVID, the flu. As a matter of fact, I've had it 3 times. Thanksgiving, immediately after that, I went down again, and then I went down the 3rd time. But in addition to that, you're asking, when we have doctor's appointments, if we could try to make those appointments in the evenings or the afternoons, because our kids are marked present if they're here at least for half of the day. And it's a lot of work that they miss to make up work that the kids have missed. It's very challenging because of how the curriculum is set up. For example, in the math curriculum, each day is a new lesson, okay? And so if they miss the background to it, then they're gonna have a challenge catching up or catching on to whatever is being taught. So let's be intentional about when we make those appointments, because it affects the data of the kids, whether it's reading or math. And you know, we can, and I know that the appointments are unbelievably hard. I called the doctor a few weeks ago, well, last week, to make an appointment. They told me to come in July 29th. Okay.
Aunque tenemos mucho de tener orgullo en medio de año, también tenemos algunas cosas de trabajar, especialmente de la asistencia, de venir a la escuela cada día. Es muy importante que los niños se vienen cada día. Si no vienen, pueden ser que no tienen la instrucción y cada día es importante. Sabemos que hay mucha enfermedad ahora y si tienen que ir a sitio de médico, por favor, si es posible tener un horario por la tarde. Es mejor que los niños se vienen en la mañana y después se van al médico, porque si están aquí por la mitad del día, lo podemos poner como presente para el día.
So much on that front. I think Eliza asked me if I would mention about the LSAT.
Becca's on her way, if you want her to cover it. She'll be here in 5 minutes.
Okay. So I told Eliza that we had an LSAT, and that I think that would be the appropriate body to address one of the queries they may be. The budget is out. It is a public document, so it's online. I'd just like to say that per the Chancellor, it's a challenging budget year. Let me just say that because of the population of students that we serve, because of the fact that we are a Title I school, because of the fact we have several programs that we embrace and offer here at Barnard. For example, the CES program, which is the autism program from preschool to the 5th grade. And because of the number of, it's no longer called ESL or ELL, it's called multi-language learners that we have, that we fared very well. So as a result of that, our budget is not slashed like some of the other schools. I have a colleague who told me, Grace, I have to get rid of 15 employees.
Sobre el tema del presupuesto del sistema de las escuelas, la escuela de Barnard es un año muy difícil para los fondos de todas las escuelas del sistema, pero aquí en Barnard no vamos a bajar el presupuesto, vamos a quedar o poner un poco arriba. Y eso es porque tenemos un montón de programas muy importantes para la ciudad, por ejemplo, el programa de CES por autismo y también por todos los chicos que están aprendiendo inglés. Por esos programas tenemos más dinero por la ciudad para ofrecer esos programas. Y en algunos minutos va a venir Becca Sandy, la coordinadora de nuestro equipo de avisos de la escuela, y ella va a decir un poco más del proceso.
Okay, so I'll just ask if you have questions that I can respond to.
Do you want to speak about the art teacher and the budget first?
Art
Not
teacher.
budget, buses. Buses.
Okay, so there's about art. Last year, one of our art teachers decided, that's her right, and she decided that she was leaving. I got notification of that pretty late. We have tried to find an art teacher. We're currently in the process. We have a substitute teacher here who used to be a teacher here, who is substituting. The position is not cut. The position is on the budget, and we're actively trying to find someone to fill that position. The good thing about it is that it's on the budget for next year as well. So if we're able to find someone who is appropriate for that position, then that person in the long term will continue. We are able to fill it from now. If you know of anyone, send the resumes. I love resumes. Send the resumes. We'll do the interviews and bring the person on board because we're still able to do that.
Sobre la pregunta del maestro de arte visual, justo en el verano, una maestra del arte se salió de la escuela, se puede hacer eso, pero de este momento estaba tratando de confirmar otra persona para tener esa posición y no pudimos. Tenemos un maestro de sustitución, pero no permanente, pero sí tenemos los fondos para tener un maestro de arte en este año y también el año que viene. Así si podemos, how do you say hire, Natalia? Anybody hire?
Montgomery.
How do you say hire a teacher?
Español.
No sé. Sí, gracias. Si podemos contratar como maestro de arte este año, esa persona se puede quedar por más que un año, el año también que viene. Y si alguien conoce a alguien muy buena de maestro de arte, por favor, mande el resumen.
Okay. And what was that?
Buses and field
Buses.
trips.
Okay, buses and field trips.
Yeah.
Okay, related to swimming. So I think this is our second coach. Is this our second or third year in the swimming program? Third year in the swimming program. So DCPS has implemented that for third graders. And what happens is that we have to put a certain amount of money to that program. I think it's $16,000 that is taken from our budget to have our kids participate in that program. It's for all third graders. We have 4 classes here of every grade level from preschool to the 5th grade here in Barnard. And the buses are contracted by DCPS, not Barnard. We're giving a slot on Fridays or 2 slots because I think it's 2 classes that go each time. But they are also transporting other students from other schools. And so when they go and pick up one set of kids and take them over there, they pick up another set and bring them back. So it's a whole, okay? The buses, like I said, are not contracted through Barnard. They are sent through the district. And so, Coach, you're here. I heard the bus. I think I was out sick again that Friday. I don't know what happened with the buses that week.
I think when they implemented.
We can't hear.
Come on up.
When they implemented the system, I guess it was multiple, they put it in multiple times. So I guess it was confusion with the bus and canceling it out. Okay. So it was on the bus.
Okay, I will.
Is that also what happened with the Planet Word field trip where the bus didn't show up? Because the 3rd graders had 2 situations in the same month where the field
And go we went for field trips.
go a week or 2 after.
I will find out how this is structured.
Is there anything that we can do as a PTA to help this situation?
Yeah, we can have some more field trips.
Anything we can do to get the buses to come for the field trips that the kids are looking forward to?
It's for the field trips that we are hiring a bus for, and those have to be vetted by DCPS. The drivers have to show their IDs and they are supposed to drive after an accident that they have occurred. It's a whole process to get them repeated. And as a result of that, everything has to be one according to the CPS and the legalities that are involved in that. If you have a very reliable company that you can recommend that is on the vendor table with UCPS and has been cleared to transport our students, then maybe it's a whole process. It's not as easy as it looks. So I very definitely, I mean, Mr. Business Manager, Mr. Chan is very, strict about that. But in terms of when we're getting free trips, which we do, sometimes it's living learning, sometimes it's work. I can't remember where that came from. And to be honest with you, I saw it and I was like, yeah, that's good for me. It's not a part of it. Go ahead and let this go.
I think Eliza needs
I'd like to
to
summarize, yeah. Ok,
Eliza.
esto será un resumen de lo que dijo la doctora Reed y Coche y Tiffany Reed también sobre el tema de los buses para los viajes afuera para los estudiantes, que había pasado algunas veces, especialmente con el tercer grado, que los buses no llegaron y no podían ir en sus viajes. A veces solo es que es difícil tener el horario todo correcto en varias veces, por ejemplo, en ir a la piscina. Es la responsabilidad del distrito, del sistema, de poner esos buses en el horario, y ellos se equivocaron y no vino el bus. En varias otras veces, solo es que la compañía se equivocó en algo. Si alguien conoce una compañía de buses que es muy excelente en siempre venir en el tiempo correcto, por favor, dígale a doctora Reed.
I was going to offer a suggestion. I'm also a DCPS teacher, and the companies that they vetted are not that good, and they don't have a lot of availability, and they are not reliable or punctual sometimes. So one of the things that I found is that putting on the purchase order for the ones that the school does, to call when they are dispatching the actual teacher that organized the trip and is shopping, and to call when they arrive. Because I know at, like, say at Coolidge, we have 3 schools right now. They often park at the wrong school and then go into the office to say that the bus is there, and then we don't even know. And so we've missed trips that way too. So I think finding a way to communicate to the buses, you need to call when you're dispatched and leaving, and then you need to call this teacher directly when you arrive. And then the other thing is, OSSI this year, we use the buses for Special Olympics. They've been really good about calling at least the teachers directly for Special Olympics, and it made a world of difference. Are they going to be able to are they going to be able to continue the pool this year? Did we get the buses sorted? Did we get the buses sorted out?
Yes,
Okay, good.
yes.
Era una sugerencia para cómo hacer mejor las comunicaciones con el bus. Gracias. These all are pre-questions that we heard ahead of time. If you'd like to open the floor to questions, you're welcome to.
Yes, if you have any questions that I'm more than happy to.
Preguntas para la doctora Reed. And if you're on the live stream, you can put questions in the chat. And Ryan, Mr. Cheryl, thank you very much. We'll read them out to us. Si tiene preguntas, está en línea, se puede ponerlos en la chat.
I guess I did. In terms of the budget, you said that Barnard didn't lose any positions.
No, I said we fared very well. Doesn't necessarily mean we didn't lose 1 or 2 positions. I'd say that in terms of teachers, classroom teachers, we are solid. I think I saw Becca walking. Becca?
She sure did. Do you want to?
Oh, she's over there. I'm sorry, Becca.
Do you want to bring her up while you're still here to talk about Elsa? Dr. Reed may need to leave before the end of the meeting, right? Because it's been an incredibly long day. So thank you. If you want pupusas, La Señora Canales has brought them. So thanks so much for joining us, Dr. Reed. Yeah. Hey, thank you for joining us, Dr. Reed. Gracias, Dr. Reed, por venir y hacer esas preguntas. Yeah, up to you, Anna. Please pause over your sentences. Thank you for coming.
Hey, I'm Rebecca Sangy. I'm the chair of the LSAC. I'm going to preface this by saying that right now we are in the middle of the the budget process. So there's a lot that we are not allowed to say, like specifics. So I will speak in generalities. Once the budget is submitted and approved, that's when it becomes public, and we're still in the middle of that process. So,
hola, soy Becca. La conductor del equipo de los consejos a la escuela de Barnard, que es un programa oficial de la sistema. Y estamos en medio del proceso de presupuesto por este año. Y hay muchas cosas que no nos podemos decir en público porque son de información privada, pero en los días que vienen vamos a tener más información para compartir.
Okay, so I will just share a little bit about the process of how schools approve budgets and kind of what's going on in the district, because it is sort of a complicated process that we have to go through every year. And so every year it's supposed to be January, it's always February, they give us a amount of money for the school that is determined by per pupil funding, which is the amount of money that we get for each student who is enrolled at the school, and that's different depending on different categories of student need, the number of students at the school in general, and then various programs that we have. So Barnard gets a pretty good amount of money compared to a lot of other schools in the district because we have a very large early childhood population here, and so we get Head Start funding. We have a decent number of students who are learning English as a second language, and students who are inherent risk or qualify for special education. So that causes us to usually be in a pretty good place budget-wise compared to other schools.
El proceso del presupuesto, la programa es de empezar en enero, pero siempre es en febrero, y después tenemos que hacer cambios con el distrito y la escuela. Como dijo la doctora Reed antes, la escuela de Barnard está en una posición buena porque tenemos muchos programas que ganan dinero extra del distrito. Por ejemplo, de los niños muy pequeños, de los que están aprendiendo inglés y de los que necesitan servicios especiales.
So once we get that amount of money, a lot of it is sort of open to be allocated as the principal and the administration sees fit based on the needs of the school. Some schools have specific programs that need to be funded. The number of students dictates the number of classrooms per grade level. So all of that goes into a lump sum of money that can be allocated in different ways. There are a few things that have to be allocated for certain things, and those are not flexible. So for example, we have to have a principal. We want one anyway, but that's not something that we are flexible on. You have to have, somebody in the front office. You have to have a certain number of teachers to be able to have class sizes be appropriate. So there's some things that are not flexible, but a lot of it is. So you may have heard, there's been a lot of news articles about, yes.
Después cuando viene el número de dinero del distrito a la escuela tiene mucha flexibilidad de qué pueden hacer con esos fondos. Algunas cosas no tienen flexibilidad, por ejemplo, tenemos que tener una directora, Dr. Reed, y también unos maestros para que tenemos clases que no son tantos grandes. Pero después de eso hay mucha flexibilidad que la administración de la escuela se puede decidir qué hacer con esos fondos para la población de estudiantes que tenemos.
So there's been a lot of sort of public things written in posts and stuff about the amount of funding that the schools are getting. So what's happening this year is that net schools got most, not every school, but most schools got more money in the budget year on year from last year. The other thing that's happened is that positions are costing more money because, teachers, administrators get raises as they should, but that causes us to spend more money on the same amount of positions. There's also inflation, so when we get like copy machines and all of these supplies, every year the amount that we can spend per dollar, the amount we get per dollar is less. So we may get more money altogether, but we may get fewer positions with them. So that's what's going on in the city. So there's, I believe it's a 12% increase overall in the amount of money the schools are getting, but they're having to spend over 20% more for personnel. So the 12%, if you got the same amount of money as you got last year, it would functionally be a cut in terms of what you could buy with them.
So, en este año hay historias en las noticias sobre el tema de que las escuelas tienen menos dinero. Eso no, en verdad, la mayoría de las escuelas tienen más dinero que el año pasado, pero todos los gastos son más. Por ejemplo, por la inflación, todos los gastos de, por ejemplo, las máquinas de hacer copias son más caros. Y también los sueldos, los salarios de los maestros y todas las otras personas en la escuela se están mejorando, que es bueno, pero también cuesta más. Así, la mayoría de las escuelas en general tienen 12% más dinero, pero 20% más gastos este año. Así, todos tienen que hacer decisiones en cómo priorizar esos fondos.
That doesn't mean that teachers and administrators got a 20% raise, but that's all inclusive of retirement benefits and all sorts of things that are projected to people. So where Barnard is in that process, in that sort of landscape, this is all public information. You can look this up online, you can download it and look at it if you want to. Barnard got more money than last year by about $1.3 million, which sounds like a lot of money, but when you spread it out over all the things it pays for, it's not really that much. So Barnard got about $1.3 million more than we got last year, which is really good in terms of schools. I've looked at like a few schools, at different ends of the spectrum in the district, and Barnard is about pretty high average in terms of how much money we got compared to last year. So that's pretty good in terms of the landscape of the district. One more thing and then I'll stop. What that was able to do is essentially help us break even. So the amount of money, this is like most detail I can go into without getting in trouble. The amount of money that we got was about enough to offset the additional costs. So we essentially are able to pretty much break.
Okay, la escuela de Barnard en este año el año que viene va a tener $1.3 millones más que el año pasado, que suene como mucho, pero en realidad es suficiente para ser como igual con este año cuando se sobre los gastos que se han poniendo arriba. Así, con eso, $1.3 millones vamos a hacer como igual en los servicios que podemos ofrecer el año que viene como este año.
So I'm saying about because different positions cost different amounts of money, right? And so depending on how that's allocated, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have the exact same positions as this year. It just means that we have flexibility to retain most of the programming that we currently have. That does not mean that everything stays exactly the same. So when I say about, some positions cost more, some positions cost less, and that's where the decision making comes in. So where the LSAT then comes in is we look at that money with Dr. B, and we help advise how that should be allocated for various positions. And the way that we do that is first, throughout the year, we look at data from the school. So our instructional coaches, our administrators, and our teachers discuss with LSAT how our school's doing in reading, in math, social emotional skills. So we kind of get a sense of how the current programming is serving students. So that's one thing. We put out a survey and we looked at the survey. We really did look at the survey results, and they were very, very helpful. So we put out a survey to see what the priorities are in terms of what parents feel we need to retain, what teachers feel we need to retain, what people feel is missing. So we look at the survey, and then there's district priorities. So the superintendent or the chancellor can come in and they can say, you really have to have this particular program or this particular position at your school, and then that would be a priority. So those are the different ways that we think about what needs to be spent on it.
La flexibilidad que tiene doctora Reed es como aproximadamente los servicios exactamente. Por ejemplo, algunas posiciones se cuestan más que otros. Así, ella y la administración con los consejos del LSAT tienen que hacer decisiones sobre las prioridades de la escuela en qué exactamente va a pasar en el presupuesto para el año que viene. Y el LSAT tiene las prioridades de la escuela, del distrito, y también hizo un survey, un formulario de tener información de los padres la semana antes, y están usando esos datos también, que son muy útiles. Gracias.
Then we met this week several times, once in an open meeting, once in a closed meeting. We're required to look at all of that and then listen to what Dr. Reed had proposed, provide feedback, and then we were able to land on something that our administration felt good about, and that the LSAT felt like was reflective of our priorities. So the next step is that that has to get submitted to the district, to the chancellor, and then it gets approved, and then that's when things become public. And the date for that should be submitted, I think, is tomorrow, which is why it's going to be. And I'm happy to take that.
El equipo de LSAT ha tenido reuniones 2 veces en la semana, uno abierto, otro cerrado, porque es que se necesitan hacer por las reglas, y tenían negociaciones y consejos, y ahora mañana la doctora va a mandar el presupuesto al distrito, y después se va a poner un proceso de decir sí o no con cada cosa, y después va a poner público. Y Becca puede tomar preguntas si alguien tiene.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much. To everyone that had any wonders, for everyone that had wonders or concerns about the budgeting or LSAT process, I'm glad that Becca was able to give us a plethora of information. And it'll be public tomorrow, so they can visit her, correct? Excellent, thank you. Next one. So recently, the PTA helped and assisted the student council, along with Ms. Montgomery, with the Friendship Extravaganza. And it was awesome. We were able to service all the complete school, the entire school, from pre-K3. We had 3 parties. And the last one was one heck of a finale. Okay, we had a photo booth with our Barnard logo and words on there. We had enough goodie bags and treats for the entire school and families, and the children really enjoyed it. Thank you, Ms. Montgomery, for allowing us to be a part of that. Thank you. They had a blast.
Okay. La comité de eventos esta mes soportó la fiesta de amistad el día siguiente del día de Valentín, y fue un gran éxito, muy divertido. Había 3 fiestas de las diferentes edades de chicos, y gracias a la señora Montgomery por poner todas las fiestas, y ella dijo que gracias a la PTA por soportarnos.
Next coming up is our Black History production. The date shall be the 26th and the 27th of March. Times to be announced. It will be here at Barnard Elementary School.
El siguiente evento va a ser la extravaganza de la historia de los, I don't know how to say, I guess African American, de los africanos americanos aquí en los Estados Unidos. Y los datos las fechas va a ser el 26 y 27 de marzo. El tiempo todavía tenemos que saber y va a estar aquí en la escuela.
So, well, our glow up committee, not here at the moment. Is there anyone here?
Teacher appreciation.
Teacher appreciation, anyone? No?
Courtney
Okay.
designee. Yeah,
Okay.
I think I'm the designee.
Oh.
All right, I'm stepping in for Courtney Edwards here, our fearless leader on teacher appreciation. And she wants all of you to know that we honored Ms. Montgomery because of the school counselor week. And the PTA got Ms. Montgomery flowers and edible arrangements. There's so much more that you deserve, but we're happy to give you a token of our appreciation. Thank you.
Porque era una semana de hacer gracias a los consejadores de las escuelas. El PTA mandó algunos regalitos a la señora Montgomery en gratitud por todo lo que ella hace para nuestros estudiantes. Gracias, Ms. Montgomery.
Courtney also wants me to appreciate Coach Shea, who participated in our Double Good fundraiser. Thank you for your work. She sold $316 worth of popcorn.
Wow.
And so thank you for that. And thank you to the teachers who bought popcorn.
Y gracias a Coach Shea, que participó en nuestra actividad de vender maíz de popcorn y palomitas, gracias, palomitas de maíz y también gracias a todos los maestros.
Courtney is looking for volunteers. You will see a flyer soon. Get in touch with her if you want to volunteer. We need people with many different skills to help us with this project. Oh, sorry. We already have a volunteer form up on PT board. Please sign up
On our website.
on our website.
I was having access issues with the board just now when I tried to. It says you have to be a member.
Talk to me after the meeting.
Okay, and what did you say before my phone rang? You said something we
For the Teachers Lounge blow up. So we're going to try to renovate the Teachers Lounge. It's going to be a big project.
Okay.
Courtney Edwards es la jefa de la comité de dar gracias a los maestros. Ella dice que bien vamos a renovar la sala de los maestros donde se pueden tomar sus almuerzos y merienditas y todo. Y necesitamos voluntarios. Por favor, hay un formulario de ser voluntario en nuestro sitio de web, barnardpta.com, o también manda un email a Courtney Edwards o habla con alguien de nosotras en la junta. Gracias.
Okay, and so since I'm up here, I'll stay up here for a fundraising committee update because I'm the chair of that. And so again, thank you to everyone who participated in our Double Good popcorn sales event. We raised $3,300 for the PTA in 4 days. We will do it again in April, so watch the PTA email list. So end of April is our next opportunity if you want to sell popcorn with us.
También Tiffany es la jefa de la comité de ganar fondos y ¿cómo se dice? Palomitas de maíz. Esa actividad de vender palomitas de maíz nos trajo $3,300 en 4 días y vamos a hacerlo otra vez en abril. Gracias por todos.
The fundraising committee will also be joining forces to sell tickets for the Black History Month show as well. So we'll figure that out, but we'll be providing some good visibility to sell tickets for that amazing show.
También la comité va a vender boletos para la extravaganza de la historia de los africanos americanos.
Muchas gracias.
Please pardon me. I have to express a huge thank you to all of my volunteers that came out and assisted with the Friendship Extravaganza. Thank you, I see Miss Sylvia here. We had a whole bunch of people that came in, completed their tour, helped out, went hands. Thank you, Coach Shay, and Miss Denise, that helped with the tour. Thank you. Miss Madera, thank you. Thank you, Miss Myra. You got to work on, okay? Just thank you to all of you all. Thank you to all of you all who are coming to me every day, willing to volunteer for our school. But we do have a great need. We have a great need for support during the lunch periods and recess. So if anyone is old enough to sign up for volunteer for such a task, please do. We really appreciate you. Okay? Thank you.
Gracias otra vez a todos los padres y maestros que ayudaron a la fiesta de amistad, que era excelente y necesitábamos todos los ayudos. Gracias. Y también tenemos una necesidad de voluntarios para los periodos de almuerzo y de jugar afuera. Por favor, si tienen tiempo y la inclinación de hacer esa cosa muy importante para la escuela, involucrarse y hablar con la señora Sanders.
Also, tomorrow is our monthly food bank and produce market. Generally, we start distribution around 2 p.m. depending on delivery. So please come.
Mañana va a ser el mercado de la distribución de comida. Por favor, viene a involucrarse o a tomar comida.
I have one more expression. I know the acronym of our association is PTA, but I see the C in front of all of it. It's about the children to me. This is why I don't mind doing everything that I do. It's for the children. So thank you. So next, we have an update on commercial.
Todo lo que hacemos es por los niños, la C de Children, en frente del PTA. Y ahora la tesorera.
Hello, everyone. I continue to have good news on the cash on hand front. We have $31,815.73 in our bank account. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for all that you do to fundraise for us, to donate, talking to your friends and families and neighbors for us. It's really paying off, and we feel good about the money that we have right now.
Gracias a todos por su ayuda. En el banco tenemos más que $31,000, que fue muy duro trabajo y con la ayuda de todos. Gracias, podemos usar esos fondos para todos los que necesita la escuela y los niños.
And not to brag, but I did poke around some other PTA websites, financials, and we are now ahead of some other schools in our area in terms of cash on hand. About $7,000, which is yeah.
Hace 4 años teníamos $0 en el banco, casi cero. El año pasado teníamos $7,000 y ahora $30,000, que es muy importante para lo que podemos hacer y también es más que las otras asociaciones.
Okay, what are we spending our money on? Great question. Okay, PTA meeting and babysitting and food. So the food that we have tonight, having your kids in a safe and secure location in the school, that costs money. We honored Ms. Montgomery, and we also funded the photo booth and the treats at the recent Valentine's friendship dance that the kids had so much fun at. And then last but not least, we are spending money on snacks for classrooms. This has been a bigger expense than originally anticipated, but the good news is that our kids are getting snacks during the day, which helps them learn and hopefully pay better attention to their amazing teachers.
¿En qué gastamos ese dinero? En las cosas para estas citas de las reuniones de la PTA, por ejemplo, la comida de la señora Canales y pizza para los niños y los maestros que están tomando tiempo con los niños. También para dar gracias a los maestros, por ejemplo, a la señora Montgomery. También a apoyar a la fiesta de amistad, especialmente con photo booth y meriendas, y también más meriendas por las clases para que los niños se pueden concentrar.
And also we spent money on something else that I was not yet aware of.
We hosted the breakfast for the cluster meeting this morning for DC Public Schools. And everyone was really pleased. Our superintendent and all of our visitors, they were really happy.
Who was here exactly?
What exactly were they here for? It's a monthly, they have a monthly cluster meeting in DC Public Schools. Yeah, it's a part of the cluster.
It's not monthly. It's we rotate through different schools.
Yeah.
So today we have the middle of the year data guide, and of course on the cluster support, people who support special education, technology, attendance, whatever. They come in, they look at where we are, what we're doing, what's next, and give us suggestions as to what we could try, what we could do. Look at how well we're doing. Are we going to be meeting the goals that we've set in the CSP and the comprehensive school plan? And just an overall dive into the data to see how it is.
Esta mañana también el PTA compró comida para el desayuno de una reunión muy importante de las administraciones del grupo de escuelas de nuestra región de la ciudad por temas de todas cosas técnicas del medio año. So we have some other...
I should mention that we've revised our budget with the increase in resources for the PTA. And so at the next meeting, I'll make sure to bring hard copies for you all to take a look at and be able to ask me questions. Okay?
También con los fondos extras, la Junta hemos revisado el presupuesto para el año y en la reunión que viene en el marzo, Tiffany va a traer copias del nuevo presupuesto para que todos puedan preguntar lo que quieren. Gracias.
All right, also, there has been an order put in for the front office phone, so the matter has not been ignored, it just hasn't been resolved as of yet. Okay, we mentioned that at the last meeting. Also,
El teléfono en la oficina que no está funcionando muy bien, ya han ponido un orden para arreglarlo. Todavía no está perfecto, pero está en proceso de arreglar el teléfono.
not as of yet. The servicing on the front office phone, it's kind of hard to get through.
So it's not like you can't call.
So the truth is it works sometimes. What happens, it's on and off. And we have contacted a person at Octo whenever we realize that I don't know Octo OCTO. And the IT individual took. I don't know what is wrong because the other schools do have what they call a phone tree. And I was trying to get the phone tree at Barnard as well so that we don't have 576 1100 600 students and parents and families and everyone is calling. So it works sometimes, it says press 1, and sometimes, I don't know, it just goes out. But they are on it. They have it working intermittent, which is not good. And they are aware that that is what is happening. So as soon as I call, remember, it doesn't work, I call them. The school phone is not working, we need to get it done. So
La administración está trabajando más también en ese mismo tema de arreglar los teléfonos de la oficina.
Something like school, for instance, one of my kids didn't come to school yesterday, and I got a phone call at 6:51 p.m. saying that they didn't attend school. Can we get a little earlier of the phone, or 6:51 at night?
some calls are not coming from Barnard. Every day we have to submit the attendance for the school, and that's a call that is coming in from the central office. I think it's programmed, and that's when it gets to your home, unfortunately. I mean, I was talking to a colleague about 8:30 last night, and she was getting a call.
Yeah.
So she was not in school.
Yeah.
But that's not coming from the school.
Okay.
per se, from the center.
Okay.
La pregunta era de que cuando un alumno no viene a la escuela, manda un mensaje telefónico del distrito, pero era muy tarde, después de las 6 de la tarde. Y esos mensajes vienen del distrito, no de la escuela, así la escuela no tiene mucho control sobre qué tiempo vienen esas llamadas si no viene el alumno a la escuela.
Well, we had a suggested project for you all to assist us with today. However, I don't think I'm going to ask you all to do it this evening. We were going to ask you to help assist with packing the snack bag, which I have an honor doing every day with my assistant. Here, okay, they really look forward to helping, and I appreciate the teachers for allowing them to come and assist me once they completed their homework assignment. That's the rule, okay? Also, I would like to give a great shout out and a parade to our students for surpassing their goals with their teachers. The PTA was able to support Ms. Mayor, Ms. Purvis, and the students for meeting their goals, even if they didn't meet them. Just some encouragement for them to strive hard. Okay, and we also just support the whole school entirely. So thank you for all that you do. Do you all have any questions?
Let me finish the translation. Okay. Teníamos su proyecto esta noche de poner las meriendas para el día siguiente en bolsas para los estudiantes, pero no vamos a pedir que ustedes lo hacen esta noche, puede ser el mes que viene, pero eso es algo que la señora Sanders hace cada día, poner meriendas para los estudiantes siguiente. Y también soporte a las clases después de sus exámenes de medio año en varias clases y preguntas a alguien. Oh, that's right. We didn't put that on first. Do you want to talk about the school?
Maybe 2 more. I'm sorry, we didn't post our agenda tonight.
Yeah.
2 more topics.
Before we go on today, I would like to.
So I'm going to try to interpret myself. I'm Eliza Cava, the president. Soy Elisa Cava, la vicepresidente. Y we had the board of the PTA had a retreat 2 weeks ago. We got together and we read our bylaws in detail and we looked at our goals and objectives, which is like our mission and vision. We decided that they are too generic. They do not represent us, and only the best is good enough for Barnard Bears. La Junta del PTA nos reunimos hace 2 semanas y leímos en mucho detalle nuestras leyes, reglas de la asociación y decidimos revisarlos. para que reflejan a lo que es más importante a nuestra comunidad de Barnard Bears, para que todo, solo lo mejor es suficiente. So we are asking for people with expertise in nonprofit strategic planning, in education strategic planning. If you have been on a PTA before, that you really had some great ideas, or if you just like to think big picture, long term about how to keep innovating and moving the ball forward, we want you on our strategic plan and bylaws committee. You can speak to any of us or send us an email to volunteer. We also have a form on the website, barnardpta.com. Yes, you need to sign in. Just try signing in with your Google account. It has at the bottom the option sign in with Google account. If you have that, that's the easiest way. Your email should already be in the system. Almost everybody is already a member if you've been coming to meetings. So, nuestra junta decidimos en hacer una comité de revisar esas reglas de la asociación y necesitamos a ustedes. Si tiene experiencia en las organizaciones no gobiernos, en la educación, o si representa una familia que no habla inglés por la primera idioma, o si tiene ideas para la Asociación de Padres y Maestros, por favor, hable con nosotros a involucrarse con esta comité para que tenemos sus ideas. Any questions about strategic planning? And it's our goal to try to make we might do 2 rounds of bylaw revisions because we might want to make sure we do some revisions before we need to do elections for next year, so before the end of the school year, but then the discussions might continue over the summer. Puede ser que vamos a hacer algunos cambios esta primavera, los más importantes para que podamos hacerlo antes de las elecciones de los oficios de la Junta en mayo y junio, pero también puede continuar las conversaciones por el verano. You're standing back in this one.
Okay. You all have questions? Okay.
We just want to say thank you, PTA.
Thank you.
Thank you for all that you do. Come up here, come up here, come up here. Come up here. There are people watching, they want to see
Ms. Blanchard, Shanice, and we just want to say thank you, PTA.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for all that you do. Well, if you all don't have any other questions, suggestions, concerns, Jessica?
Keep the pupusas coming, they're delicious.
And Ms. Canales is back there, she makes the pupusas. Gracias, señora.
Ms. Canales, there are some people that want your information as well, okay? You can leave it today.
Hay algunas personas que quieren sus datos de contacto para comprar más.
Thank you. No questions?
Question.
Thanks. Meeting is adjourned.
Ya se termina.
Thank you all for coming out tonight. Yes, help yourself.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I think we should invest in a hotspot.
I think so. I mean, my phone works fine when it's plugged in.
Or I should just come during the day one day and just bother whoever knows about the internet and just get all the passwords for all the Wi-Fi stuff.
It's not about the passwords.
Oh, just wouldn't connect?